If you've heard of Pattaya, you probably know that this seaside city in Thailand is famous for being one of the most vibrant destinations in the world. But within Pattaya, there is a place that takes this reputation to the extreme, Isoi 6. This small street, seemingly innocuous in daylight, transforms into a true whirlwind of energy at nightfall. Many say that SOI 6 is a microcosm of Thai nightlife, a street where everything happens in an intense and uncensored manner. But does this reputation match reality? What exactly can you expect when walking down this street in February 2025? Has SOI 6 changed in recent years, or does it still maintain the chaotic spirit for which it became famous? In this video, we will explore what really happens on SOI 6, from its unique atmosphere to the experiences you can find there. We will talk about how to get there, what to do, how to behave, and even debunk some of the myths surrounding this legendary street. If you have ever thought about visiting Thailand or are just curious about one of the most talked about places in Pattaya, this video is for you. Why is SOI 6 so famous? For those who have never heard of it, SOI 6 is not a huge avenue or a traditional tourist spot. In fact, it is a short street less than 300 meters long, but it is packed with dozens of bars, restaurants, and small establishments focused on adult entertainment. Unlike other parts of Pattaya, such as Walking Street, which has a broader mix of attractions, SOI 6 has a well-defined focus. The street's fame doesn't just come from its nightlife. Many visitors describe the experience of walking down SOI 6 as something unforgettable. Whether it's the vibrant lighting of the neon signs, the loud music spilling out from the bars, or the energy of the people passing by, the sensation is of entering a completely different universe. But what makes SOI 6 so iconic is not just the visuals, it's the way interactions happen. For some, it's a fun and carefree place where you can have a beer and chat with strangers. For others, it's a chaotic environment that can be intimidating for those not used to such a scene. And it's precisely this duality that makes SOI 6 so fascinating. While some people love the experience and return multiple times, others prefer to avoid the place altogether. But before deciding whether this street is worth a visit, it's essential to understand what to expect when you get there, what we will explore in this video. Throughout this video, we will unravel all aspects of SOI 6. First, we will talk about where this street is located and how to get there in the easiest and most economical way. Next, we will dive into the vibe and atmosphere of SOI 6, explaining what you can expect when walking there both during the day and at night. We will also explore the available options on the street, including bars, restaurants, and other establishments worth checking out. If you're wondering whether SOI 6 is safe and what precautions you should take, we will cover that too to ensure your experience is smooth. Additionally, we will separate facts from myths, sharing some curiosities and stories surrounding this street. And by the end, you will have a clear answer to the question that brought you here. Is SOI 6 still worth it in 2025? So, if you want to discover all this, stay tuned until the end of the video. Don't forget to leave your comment about what you think of SOI 6. And if you're not subscribed yet, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell for more videos about Thailand. Now, without further ado, let's start with the first point. Where exactly is S6 and how can you get there? Now that we understand a bit about the fame of SOI 6, the first question many people ask is, where exactly is this street and how do you get there? SOI 6 is located in the heart of Pattaya, one of the busiest cities in Thailand. Pattaya is about 150 kilometers south of Bangkok, on the eastern coast of the Gulf of Thailand. The city is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country, attracting millions of visitors every year, whether for its beaches, nightlife, or cultural attractions. But within Pattaya, SOI 6 is in a very strategic location, between Beach Road and Second Road, in the central region of the city. For those who don't know, Pattaya has a numbered street structure known as SO, and SOI 6 is just one of them. However, unlike the other streets around, SOI 6 has a unique energy that makes it unforgettable for those who pass through. How to get to SOI 6 from Bangkok. If you are in Bangkok and want to visit Pattaya, there are several ways to get there. Here are the main options. Bus, the most economical way to get to. Pattaya is to take a bus from Ekamai Bus Terminal or Mochit Bus Terminal. The journey takes about 2 hours and costs between 120 and 200 baht, approximately $17 to $30. Buses drop passengers off at Pattaya bus station, from where you can take a taxi or a Songthaw local transport to SOI 6 van. Another option is to take a van, which also departs from Ekamai and takes about 2 hours to reach Pattaya. Vans are usually a bit more expensive than buses, costing between 150 and 250 baht, $25 to $35, but they are faster and make fewer stops. Taxi or private car. If you prefer more comfort and speed, you can take a taxi directly from Bangkok to Pattaya. The average price for a private taxi is between 1,200 and 1,800 baht, $180 to $270. Depending on negotiation and traffic, the trip takes between 1.5 to 2 hours. Train. There is a daily train that departs from Bangkok to Pattaya, but it is slower and less convenient. The trip takes about 4 hours and costs only 31 baht, less than 5 reals. But since the train station in Pattaya is a bit far away, it's not the best option for tourists. How to get to SOI 6 within Pattaya. If you are already in Pattaya, getting to SOI 6 is very easy. Here are the main options. Songthaw Baht bus. These small shared trucks are the cheapest way to get around Pattaya. The standard fare within the city is 10 baht, 1.50 reals. And you can get off near Beach Road and walk to SOI 6, taxi or motorcycle taxi. Taxis in Pattaya usually do not use a meter, so always negotiate the price before getting in. A short ride within the city generally costs between 50 and 200 baht, 7 reals to 30 reals, depending on the distance and your bargaining skills. On foot, if you are already in central Pattaya, walking to SOI 6 can be a good idea. The street is located between SOI 5 and SOI 7, so it's easy to find if you are strolling around the city. Best time to visit SOI 6. SOI 6 has 2 very distinct moments throughout the day. During the day, the street is relatively quiet, with some bars opening in the early afternoon. If you want to explore the area without the nighttime hustle and bustle, this can be a good time to take a stroll and get to know the region without rushing. At night, this is when SOI 6 really comes to life. The bars fill up, the music gets loud, and the street transforms completely. If you want to see SOI 6 in its most authentic form, the best option is to visit after 6 p.m. How does SOI 6 compare to other streets in Pattaya? Many people wonder, is SOI 6 better than Walking Street or SOILK Metro? The answer depends on what you are looking for. Walking Street is Pattaya's most famous spot, known for its large clubs, live music bars, and extravagant performances. It is a more touristy and less intimate experience than SOI 6. SOILK Metro is a slightly more sophisticated version of SOI 6, with more organized bars and pubs, attracting a more expatriate crowd than tourists. SOI 6, on the other hand, has a raw and more direct atmosphere, offering a unique experience for those wanting to see the more intense side of Pattaya's nightlife. If you followed our tips to get to SOI 6, now comes the most interesting part. What exactly will you find when walking down this street? From the very first moment, the feeling of entering SOI 6 is that of a place that never sleeps. The street is relatively short, less than 300 meters long, but it is always bustling, whether day or night. The sidewalks are taken over by dozens of bars, restaurants, and small shops, all decorated with bright neon signs and loud music playing at every corner. But what really stands out in SOI 6 is the energy of the place. Whether you are a first-time visitor or someone who already knows Thailand's nightlife, SOI 6 always surprises. There is a sense of organized chaos where everything seems to work perfectly within that vibrant environment. During the day, a more relaxed atmosphere, but not too much. Contrary to what many imagine, SOI 6 is not a deserted place during the day. Although most bars open only in the late afternoon, some establishments start operating shortly after lunch. The daylight reveals a SOI 6 very different from what you see at night. Without the neon lights and the crowd of tourists, it becomes easier to perceive the structure of the street and understand how everything works. You will see some tourists exploring the area, expatriates enjoying a leisurely lunch, and locals circulating around the businesses. For those who want to get to know SOI 6 without fully diving into its more intense side, the afternoon can be a good time to visit. Many bars are still empty, and the staff is more relaxed. making the experience more enjoyable for those who just want to have a beer and watch the flow of people. Another interesting point about visiting SOI 6 during the day is the chance to explore the restaurants in the area. Some places serve authentic Thai food, as well as Western dishes to please tourists from all over the world. If you are looking for a good place to eat and relax before the city enters its frenzied nighttime rhythm, this can be a great option. At night, SOI 6 comes alive. When the sun sets, SOI 6 completely transforms. The street, which during the day may seem like just an ordinary commercial area of Pattaya, now bursts with vibrant colors, loud music, and contagious energy. The bars start to fill up, with waiters and staff inviting visitors to come in and enjoy the night's promotion. The neon lights illuminate the entire street, creating a unique visual that makes SOI 6 feel like a movie set. The number of people walking down the street increases dramatically. Tourists from all over the world mingle with expatriates and locals, creating a diverse environment full of stories to tell. If you enjoy observing social interactions in bustling places, SOI 6 is a feast for the eyes. Besides the bars, some shops and small businesses also stay open late, offering everything from souvenirs to local services. There's a bit of everything, and part of the fun is exploring every corner of the street to see what you can find. The crowd at SOI 6 attracts a very diverse crowd. You will see curious tourists, people who are visiting Pattaya for the first time and have heard about the fame of SOI 6. Many just stroll down the street to see it, without necessarily entering the bars. Experienced travelers, people who already know Pattaya and return to SOI 6 regularly, whether for the nightlife or the lively atmosphere. Expatriates, many foreigners living in Thailand frequent SOI 6, especially in the more traditional bars on the street. Local residents, although most visitors are foreign, there is also a considerable number of Thais who work or have fun in SOI 6. What to do on SOI 6 besides the bars? While the main attraction of SOI 6 is its bars, there are other things you can do there. Some suggestions include trying the local cuisine. There are Thai and Western restaurants in the area, perfect for those who want to eat something before or after exploring the nightlife. People watching if you enjoy feeling the energy of a place without necessarily getting involved. Just walk down the street and see what's happening around you. Visiting quieter bars, not all establishments on SOI 6 are bustling. There are smaller, more discreet bars for those who prefer a less chaotic environment. Exploring nearby streets. SOI 6 is in a strategic location, and you can easily visit other parts of Pattaya on foot after getting to know the street. What has changed on SOI 6 in 2025? A common question among those who have visited SOI 6 in the past is whether anything has changed in recent years. The answer is both yes and no. The essence of the street remains the same, a vibrant place, full of energy and always busy. However, some changes have occurred in recent years. Improvements to infrastructure. Some areas have received small adjustments, such as better organized sidewalks and improved lighting. New operating rules. In recent years, some temporary restrictions have emerged to regulate the operating hours of the bars. A slightly more diverse crowd. SOI 6, which was once almost exclusively a spot for certain types of tourists, has attracted a more varied audience, including younger travelers and couples. Despite these changes, the essence of SOI 6 remains intact. For those wanting to experience an authentic and intense side of Pattaya, the street is still one of the city's most iconic places. If SOI 6 is mainly known for its intense nightlife, is there anything to do on the street besides bars and parties? The answer is yes. Although SOI 6 has a clear focus on nighttime entertainment, it also offers other options for those who want to explore the area in a different way. If you are a curious tourist looking to discover Pattaya without necessarily diving into the more chaotic side of the city, or simply wish to vary your experience in the region, here are some suggestions on what to do on SOI 6 and its surroundings. 1. Eat well. Restaurants and cafes on SOI 6. Whether for those just passing through or for those wanting to recover from an intense night, SOI 6 and its surroundings offer some interesting dining options. You can find everything from authentic Thai food to Western dishes to please all tastes. Here are some popular options. Local Thai restaurants, small family-run establishments serving traditional dishes like Pad Thai. tom yum, spicy shrimp soup, and somtam, green papaya salad. These options are ideal for those wanting to experience true Thai cuisine without leaving SOI 6. Pubs and bars with good meals. Some bars on SOI 6 also offer interesting menus, with burgers, grilled items, and fresh seafood. Places like the Queen Victoria Inn are known for their English-style breakfasts and well-prepared Western dishes. Cafes to relax during the day. If you prefer a quieter environment, there are cafes around SOI 6 that serve teas, specialty coffees, and Thai sweets. Perfect for those who just want to sit and watch the street activity. 2. Massages and spas in the area. One of the standout features of Pattaya is its massage centers, and SOI 6 is no exception. There are several massage houses throughout the street, some focused on relaxation and wellness. If you've spent the day exploring the city or want to recover from jet lag, getting a traditional Thai massage can be an excellent idea. Here are some common types of massage in the area. Traditional Thai massage, a technique that combines stretching and pressure on the body's energy points, ideal for relieving tension. Foot massage, perfect for those who have walked a lot during the day. Aromatherapy, a more relaxing option that uses essential oils to relieve stress. 3. Photographic walk on SOI 6 and surroundings. If you enjoy photography, SOI 6 can be a fascinating place to capture unique images. The street has a visual that blends the old and the modern, with vibrant neon signs, traditional bar facades, and an energy reflected in the expressions of the people around. At night, the colorful lights create an amazing backdrop for urban photos. If you like to capture the spirit of a place through images, walking down SOI 6 with a camera can yield great shots. 4. Explore nearby streets and the beach. One major advantage of SOI 6 is its strategic location. The street is just a few meters from Beach Road, one of Pattaya's main avenues, which faces the beach. If you want to escape the hustle and bustle for a bit, just walk less than 5 minutes to enjoy the sea view, the sunset, and the fresh sea breeze. During the day, Beach Road is a great place to walk and relax. Additionally, Pattaya has other famous streets near SOI 6 that are worth exploring, such as SOI 7 and SOI 8, streets with a similar vibe but with more pubs and restaurants geared towards expatriates and casual tourists. Walking Street. If you want something even more intense than SOI 6, Walking Street is the most famous avenue for nightlife in Pattaya. 5. Shopping and souvenirs. Although SOI 6 is not a major shopping center, you can find some shops selling souvenirs, t-shirts, accessories, and mementos from Pattaya. For those who enjoy collecting travel items, it's worth checking out the local shops. If you want a more complete shopping experience, you can visit nearby malls and markets, such as Central Festival Pattaya, one of the largest malls in the city, just a few minutes from SOI 6. Mike Shopping Mall, an older shopping mall, but with affordable prices and good options for local products. Night markets. There are small markets scattered throughout Pattaya where you can find clothes, crafts, and street food. Is it worth visiting SOI 6 without engaging in the nightlife? Yes, although SOI 6 is famous for its nightlife, you don't need to be interested in that aspect to enjoy the area. Whether it's to eat well, take photos, explore local culture, or just people watch, the street has a lot to offer for those who enjoy authentic urban experiences. Whether you are a first-time visitor or someone who already knows Pattaya, understanding how to behave in SOI 6 can make all the difference in your experience. Like any famous tourist destination, this street has its quirks, unwritten rules, and certain precautions you should take to avoid issues. We will share essential tips to ensure your visit to SOI 6 is fun, safe, and free of unpleasant surprises. Respect local culture. Thailand is known as the land of smiles, and the hospitality of the Thai people is one of the country's main attractions. However, this does not mean you can ignore cultural and social norms. Here are some basic rules of respect. Be polite to locals. The Thai people place great value on courtesy and respect. Being friendly and treating everyone kindly can greatly enhance your experience. Avoid speaking loudly or being aggressive. Thai culture avoids direct conflict, and those who cause problems can quickly be viewed unfavorably. Be cautious with disrespectful jokes. Some jokes or gestures that may be common in the West can be misinterpreted in Thailand. Another important point: do not discuss the Thai royal family. The country has strict laws against any criticism of the monarchy, and this is an extremely sensitive topic. How to handle approaches in bars. In SOI 6, it is common for waitstaff and promoters to call tourists to enter bars. This is part of the local culture, and you can expect smiles, waves, and even direct invitations to sit down and order a drink. If you want to enter an establishment, take your time and enjoy. But if you're not interested, it's best to just smile and politely decline, without ignoring or treating poorly those who are working there. Tips for handling approaches. Be polite when refusing. A simple no, thank you, maya, crap for men, or maya ka for women is usually enough. Don't feel pressured to enter anywhere. Only go if you really want to. If you enter a bar, order something to drink. Even if it's just water or soda, it's polite to consume something if you decide to sit down. Be aware of common scams. Just like in any busy tourist destination, there are some scams that can happen in SOI 6. Here are the most common ones and how to avoid them. Inflated bills. Always check prices before ordering anything. Some places may try to charge higher than normal rates. Wrong change. If paying in cash, always check the change before leaving. Adulterated drinks. Avoid accepting drinks from strangers and prefer known bars. Pickpockets and thefts. In very crowded places, be careful with your belongings. Front pockets and wallets in open backpacks can be easy targets. Golden tip. Pay as you consume. Avoid accumulating many drinks on the bill before paying to avoid surprises at the end. How to negotiate prices and avoid extra expenses. Thailand is a country where bargaining is part of the culture. In some establishments, it's possible to negotiate prices, but always with respect and good humor. Tips to avoid spending more than necessary. Always ask the price before ordering anything. This prevents surprise charges. If you're in a bar, inquire about promotions and prices before ordering a drink. Some places offer promotions at certain times. Know when to stop. If you notice that you are spending more than you should, don't hesitate to leave the place. Safety. Is SOI 6 dangerous? SOI 6, despite its intense reputation, is not an extremely dangerous place. In fact, Pattaya as a whole is relatively safe, as long as you take the necessary precautions. Here are some basic precautions. Avoid flaunting cash and valuables. Expensive watches, jewelry, and exposed cell phones can draw unnecessary attention. Do not get involved in arguments or fights. If any conflict arises, just leave the area. Be cautious with excessive drinking. If you're alone, control your consumption to avoid being vulnerable to scams or dangerous situations. Prefer reliable transportation when leaving. If you're taking a taxi, use apps like Grab or agree on a fair price before getting in the vehicle. Thailand has a strong police presence in tourist areas, so if something happens, you can seek help. But in most cases, using common sense and following these tips will be enough to ensure a smooth experience. Best way to enjoy SOI 6. If you want to enjoy SOI 6 to the fullest, follow these tips. Go with an open mind. SOI 6 is a unique place, so enjoy the experience without judgment. Set a budget before heading out. This way, you avoid spending more than planned. If you're in a group, agree on a meeting point. With so many people on the street, it can be easy to lose track of friends. If you're alone, make friends in moderation. Meeting people is part of the experience, but always with caution. Conclusion. How to enjoy SOI 6 safely and fun. SOI 6 can be one of the most intense places in Pattaya, but it can also be a fun and safe experience if you follow some basic rules of behavior and precaution. Remember to respect local culture, avoid arguments, pay attention to prices, and always stay aware of your surroundings. With these tips, your visit to SOI 6 is sure to be unforgettable. SOI 6 is undoubtedly one of the most talked about streets in Pattaya. Many visitors arrive at the location full of expectations based on what they've heard in travel forums, YouTube videos, or stories told by friends. But is everything they say about SOI 6 true? Let's explore the main curiosities and myths about SOI 6, separating fact from exaggeration so you can have a more realistic view of what to expect when visiting this iconic place. Does SOI 6 never sleep? Myth? Although SOI 6 has one of the most intense nightlife scenes in Pattaya, that doesn't mean the street is active 24 hours a day. During the day, the street is much quieter. Some bars begin to open in the early afternoon, but the real activity only starts around 5 p.m. and peaks between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. After that time, some establishments begin to close and the street gradually empties. However, the city of Pattaya, in general, has a nightlife that extends into the early hours, so even after SOI 6 starts to calm down, Other areas of the city, like Walking Street, are still active. Is SOI 6 the wildest place in Pattaya? It depends. The fame of SOI 6 comes from its intense atmosphere and the straightforward way bars and establishments operate. However, saying it is the wildest place in Pattaya might be an exaggeration. Walking Street, for example, has a much more chaotic energy with large nightclubs, extravagant performances, and huge crowds. On the other hand, SOILK Metro has a more sophisticated scene, with pubs and bars that attract expatriates and tourists looking for something different. SOI 6 has a unique environment, but it is not necessarily the most intense place in Pattaya. That will depend on the type of experience you seek. Does everyone go crazy at SOI 6? Myth, although the street has a laid-back vibe, not everyone who visits SOI 6 is there to party hard. Many tourists simply stroll down the street to check it out and have a beer without necessarily getting involved in the more intense nightlife. Additionally, there are expatriates who visit the bars in the area just to socialize and relax. If you want to explore and observe the scene, you can do so without any problems. No one will force you to do anything. Is SOI 6 dangerous? Partially true. Just like any busy nightlife area in the world, there are risks in SOI 6, but it is not an extremely dangerous place. The biggest issues that may occur are theft, bar bill scams, and arguments with other drunken visitors. However, if you take basic precautions, such as avoiding displaying valuables, checking your bill before paying, and not overindulging in alcohol, you are unlikely to have problems. Police presence in the area has also increased in recent years, making the street relatively safe for tourists who use common sense. Is SOI 6 changing? True. Like all of Pattaya, SOI 6 is also undergoing changes. In recent years, Thai authorities have been enforcing more regulations on the operation of bars and establishments in the area. Some venues have been renovated, and there is an effort to improve the city's image as a more diverse and family-friendly tourist destination. This means that while SOI 6 still retains its essence, it may become a little different from what it was a decade ago. Is there an unwritten code of conduct at SOI 6? Yes, although there is no official set of rules. Some implicit norms are followed by regular visitors to SOI 6. Here are some unwritten rules for those visiting the street. Be respectful. Treating bar staff politely makes all the difference in your experience. Avoid touching someone without consent. This can be seen as disrespectful and lead to problems. Don't overindulge in alcohol. Being drunk can make you an easy target for scams and unpleasant situations. If you're not interested in something, just politely decline. There's no need to be rude. Avoid arguments and fights. In Thailand, conflicts can quickly become a serious problem for tourists. If you follow these tips, your experience in SOI 6 will be much more enjoyable and hassle-free. Is it worth believing everything they say about SOI 6? SOI 6 is a place that evokes many opinions. Some people love the energy and unique vibe of the street, while others prefer to explore other parts of Pattaya. The most important thing to remember is that not everything they say about SOI 6 is true. Yes, it's an intense place, but that doesn't mean it's a dangerous or out-of-control environment all the time. If you're curious to check it out, go with an open mind, respect local norms, and enjoy the experience your way. It could just be a stroll to grab a beer and people watch, or an exciting night at one of the bars. The choice is yours. After everything we discussed about SOI 6, from its location, atmosphere, options beyond nightlife, to myths and truths about the place, the big question arises, is it worth visiting SOI 6 in 2025? The answer largely depends on what you're looking for in a trip to Pattaya. If you're in search of a lively place with bustling bars and chaotic energy, then yes, SOI 6 remains one of the city's most iconic destinations. However, if your idea of fun involves something more relaxed or cultural, there may be other options that are more suitable. Let's analyze the pros and cons of SOI 6 to help you decide if it's worth including in your itinerary. The positives of SOI 6, a unique experience in Pattaya. Regardless of what you think about SOI 6, it is undeniable that it has its own identity. Unlike other famous streets in the city, such as Walking Street, SOI 6 offers a closer and more direct experience, without the large crowds of tourists that fill other areas of Pattaya. Even if you're not interested in nightlife, simply walking down the street and observing the local energy can be an interesting outing, affordable prices. Another positive point of SOI 6 is that, compared to other tourist areas in Pattaya, prices tend to be more affordable. Beers and drinks are generally priced lower than on Walking Street. Food in the restaurants and bars is relatively cheap. The overall cost of spending a few hours on SOI 6 is lower than in other parts of the city. If you want to experience Pattaya's nightlife without spending too much, SOI 6 might be a good option. Lively and relaxed atmosphere. If you enjoy busy places with vibrant energy, SOI 6 offers just that. The street always has something happening, and the combination of neon lights, loud music, and people from different parts of the world creates a unique environment. For those who enjoy socializing and meeting new people, SOI 6 can be a great meeting spot. The downsides of SOI 6, it might not be for everyone. If you prefer a quieter environment, SOI 6 may be a bit too intense. The loud music, constant movement, and direct style of the bars might not appeal to all types of travelers. If you're traveling with family or looking for a more cultural outing, other areas of Pattaya, such as the Buddhist temples or nearby islands, might be better options. Necessary precautions. As mentioned earlier, there are some scams and uncomfortable situations that can occur on SOI 6. It's always important to be aware of your surroundings, check prices before ordering anything, and maintain respectful behavior to avoid problems. Additionally, it's advisable not to overindulge in alcohol and always have a plan to return to your hotel safely. Not the most sophisticated place in Pattaya. If you're looking for a more refined experience, with upscale bars and a more sophisticated atmosphere, SOI 6 is probably not the best place. For that, you might prefer SOI LK Metro, which offers a vibe more similar to European pubs, or even the bars and clubs on Walking Street, who will enjoy SOI 6. If you fit any of these profiles, SOI 6 might be a good choice for your itinerary. Curious travelers wanting to explore one of the most talked about spots in Pattaya. People who enjoy lively bars and a relaxed atmosphere. Tourists looking for a more affordable environment. Those who have visited Pattaya before and want to experience something new in the city. On the other hand, if you seek a quieter, more sophisticated, or family-friendly environment, it may be better to explore other options in the city, alternatives to SOI 6 in Pattaya. If after all this you think SOI 6 might not be the ideal place for you, Pattaya has other interesting options. Walking Street, the most famous nightlife spot in Pattaya, with clubs, live music bars, and a more touristy atmosphere. SOILK Metro, a more balanced alternative between SOI 6 and Walking Street, with European-style bars and a more sophisticated environment. Pattaya Beach and Jamshan Beach. If you prefer a quiet day by the sea, these beaches offer a good alternative away from the nightlife hustle. Sanctuary of Truth. For those who want to explore the cultural side of the city, this impressive temple is one of the most beautiful attractions in Pattaya. Is SOI 6 still worth it in 2025? SOI 6 remains one of the most iconic places in Pattaya, but it's not for everyone. If you seek a lively, relaxed atmosphere with affordable prices, SOI 6 is still worth it. However, if you prefer a quieter or more sophisticated environment, other areas of Pattaya may be more suitable for your travel style. The most important thing is to visit with realistic expectations, knowing what to expect and taking the necessary precautions. If you do that, you can have a fun and worry-free experience. Now that we've reached the end of our analysis of SOI 6, we want to know your opinion. Have you visited SOI 6 or would you like to? What do you think of this type of place? Leave your comment below. And if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like the video to help the channel. Subscribe for more content about Thailand. Activate the bell to receive notifications of new videos. We'll see you in the next video.